and we're almost to the 4th of July. But this morning we have two individuals from the Sales Committee. It's part of the Resident Council, and we're very pleased to welcome Chuck Harding, who is the Council Liaison to the Sales Committee, and Betty Griffin, who is the Chairman of the Sales Committee. And I'm going to ask you guys a bunch of questions.
That figures.
But welcome. We're glad to have you with us, okay?
Thank you.
Chuck, you're relatively new here to the community. You've gotten very involved very rapidly, right?
Probably too involved. I'm discovering the truth of what many people have told me. Beware of getting into too many different things. And now I'm having to scale back a little bit, but that's okay. However, this is something that stays on the agenda. This is interesting.
Good, good. What is your role in regards to the committee?
I'm the council liaison, which basically means I'm the go-between. I funnel information from the council back to the committee, because the committee doesn't otherwise get that information unless they go to the general meeting, which many of them do, and also send the information the other direction.
Okay. Do you go in with any agenda, any plan of what kind of things you're going to present, or is it just depends on what the council has encouraged you to share?
Well, of course, like all the committees, we have an agenda. And the council liaisons report is one of the early ones. So the challenge is what you'd expect. Boil down what happened in the council meeting to just a few minutes. Betty will agree, I think, that I'm inclined to use several words where one would do, so I try and keep it down to a dull roar.
Okay, very good. Well, you mentioned Betty, and Betty's the chair of the committee. And have you been on any other committee other than sales since you've been here?
Oh, certainly. I started out on dining services.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
Followed you.
Yeah. And you've been here for what?
5.5 years.
5.5. I was going to say 6 years. Yeah. Okay. How long have you been on the sales committee?
This is my third year.
Third year.
I was
okay.
2 years as the liaison, and now I'm the chairman.
That's the reason I was thinking that you'd been on there basically the whole time. So really 5 years of experience with sales.
Yes.
Here in this community.
Well, 3.
Okay.
And then we've always held our home open as an ambassador.
Okay. What is an ambassador?
Ambassador is somebody who loves to talk about what goes on. And we love to talk about our homes. And people ask us all kinds of questions. They come through in large groups. And sometimes you can't see the forest for the trees, if you will. But they come in and they ask, well, how long have you lived here? That's the first question. And do you like it here? And how's the food? And those are the things that are very, very important to everybody. We know that food is.
Okay.
But it's a great committee. It's a working committee. And we're the helpers, if you will, the unpaid helpers for the committee. And one of the things we do, if I may ask,
Sure.
is every person who comes to any of our events gets one of these. And it's a really nice publication. There's always a list of homes, the prices of the homes, current prices. And there are then floor plans of usually two homes. And there's just all kinds of information about Green Spring, and it's a wonderful, wonderful presentative thing. Everybody gets one. Okay. And we have to put all these little extra things. There are 3 places in here that we have to fill in with information. Here's one, clubs and activities. People say, oh, what are these all clubs? Well, we have over 200 clubs, so they need to know what's available.
Yeah.
But this goes to everybody.
So everybody that comes in is a prospective resident.
That is correct.
Okay. And your committee
puts all that little stuff in.
Puts all the stuff in there.
We do that once a month. We do probably 250, 300 of them at a time.
Okay.
And if we have 4 to 6 to 8 committee members do it, it goes fast.
Yes.
And they're nice to us. They give us a treat. They give us a drink and a cookie.
Oh, okay. You guys get fed more than any other committee.
That's true. Yeah. The people who act as table hosts always get fed. And they get fed these wonderful, wonderful meals that our chefs come up with. In fact, the one this month was lunch with the chef.
Lunch with the chef. Okay.
And of course, it's way too much food, but it's so good you just can't stop eating. Yeah. Speaking of events,
yes.
we do 2 events every month.
Oh, okay.
One of them is where we have open houses at most of them, but one of them, they do feed them, and they feed them well. And everybody comes for the food. Once they've been here, they'll say, oh, that's cool, they good food. And we do have the 2 events a month, and they give us a report at our next meeting as to what happened.
Oh, okay. What is the average turnover each month? Do you have any feel for it?
Well, we have about 150 a year. You mean turnover from the apartments?
Right.
And we try to keep it at that number. It's gone up a little bit
Oh, okay.
because of the economy, I think, and more people are going to other retirement communities, unfortunately. But we do our best to get them here.
Okay. When you say people are going to other retirement communities, moving from here to another?
No.
Oh, just
Very few of those.
Oh, okay.
If their kids move to Denver, they'll go to the Denver one possibly, or the Florida one now that we have that nice
Right.
golf course one.
Okay. But typically, it's just individuals that they're looking for a community,
A retirement community.
retirement community. Okay.
And we have to explain to some of them that we are not a nursing home.
Right.
And then that's when the activity page comes in
Okay.
because that really says, hey, we do things.
How do you go about doing that? Because that really is a misperception in society these days, and I think it's been there for a long time. Everybody thinks a retirement community, senior retirement community, is a nursing home.
That's why we have to get this stuff out
Yeah.
to everybody.
Okay. In talking with them, or do you have any talking points that you share?
They do. They've given us a list of talking points, but if you've ever had any interaction with people, it's the same thing. But they come in, the first question they ask, as I said, was, do you like it here? How long have you been here? Yeah.
Okay. So it's really important, though, to have the ambassadors to share how they feel about being here.
And to have people with good personalities that don't just sit there, but somebody that can talk and give them interesting little stories.
Okay. I know there's a lot of people who open their homes for the tourists. Do you have to be an ambassador to open
We
your
like
home?
to have them. We have 2 ambassador trainings every year.
Okay.
And they tell us, they give us the talking points. They give us all of the information that we should need. And we've asked them for even more. It helps to know who's coming. We have several groups of people that we have coming. One of them are what they call a bought list. We buy a list from somebody.
Oh, okay.
You know, you get magazines that you never subscribe to.
Right.
Well, that's the bought list.
Or you get phone calls from somebody that you never want a phone call
Yeah,
from.
we don't, IRS, no. But we do get those, and then we get the people who have signed on our priority list. Now, the priority list are people that may want to move here sometime in the next 10 years.
Okay.
And they get a number, and that number is good at any Green Spring community, anywhere in the United States.
Once they go on the priority list. Yeah, it's something that stays with us for life, right?
Right. Well, they've paid the deposit,
Okay.
and it isn't generally known that it is applicable across
right.
the Erickson communities.
And then once the deposit is paid, there are 2 little parts of it. There's a $1,000 down payment,
Right.
and then there's a real deposit. I mean, a little fee that processing
Well,
fee.
it's for handling processing, right?
And that's $150 per person.
Okay.
And they just says, I'm interested.
Okay.
Then when we go from the next step, we go to the people who say, I want to come right now, find me an apartment. Well, that's fun. Everybody wants a 2-bedroom. And right now we have 16 apartments available. And the list is good. And right now we are at a 98.6 occupancy rate, which is very good. Our goal for the year was to stay at 98.6. And some clown from our committee last year said, yeah, I like your temperature. You know, who knows?
Yeah.
We have an occupancy rate this month, year to date of 98.4. So we have to work a little bit harder, but it's summer. People move in the summertime.
Okay.
We mainly have 1-bedroom and studio apartments right now. And the 1-bedrooms are really nice apartments. And the 2-bed, we have none with 2 baths.
Okay.
And that's what everybody wants.
Has that been a trend of us not having available 2 bedrooms?
Yeah.
Or 2 bathrooms, I mean.
2 bath, yeah, most of them have 2 bedrooms. We do have a lot of, we have some 2-bedroom, 1 bath.
Okay.
And really, for 2 people, or well, especially for 1, why do you need 2 bathrooms? You've got a shower and you've got a tub. You get them both when you get the 1 bathroom.